4 cities, all DLC, no mod build of Silver Shores with 421. Population 6150 and the cash 420,000. We keep stacking them up as we head to 8,500 people, or robots, artificial intelligences. We'll be moving industries, setting up childcare, elder care. People don't like to say retirement homes no more. Public libraries, hopefully build City Hall, more parks, leisure areas, and tourism. No, we're not going to do it all. Just a lot. We're going to open up one more area. And we're going to do a freeway extension. Not much. Just get it out to the water. Start talking about the bridge that's going to cross the city over to the beach. And we're also going to build that fire helicopter pad. That's important when you have forestry or just a lot of trees. And one thing we're going to do right away here is I'm going to straighten out this intersection here. There really should not be a light here. This should just be flowing, no lights. Got a couple of those floating around here. Let's go down here and look. Nope, that one's turned off. Good. And here, yeah, that's okay. That one, yes, absolutely. I don't think we need this one. And any other stray? I try to keep a handle on it, but we should probably leave that one there. But this one can be turned off. There we go. Okay. So things are looking pretty good here at this point. One of our big questions is how we're going to maneuver these last few remaining industry areas. We're going to migrate them out here. Remember, I always use select. And we've just been doing it a little bit at a time. Let's go all the way across. And I think we're going to go over here and take out the forestry industry as well that's in this section. Just, again, not going to just blow it all out. Don't want to cause too much of a reduction in our industry levels, create too much demand. We don't want to set the city back as we make adjustments, but there are going to be a lot of adjustments here. We still got an airport to bring in later, and how we bring the rail in. You know, the freeway is going to be going this way and then kind of gliding out to this section. Remember, there's a lot of oil over there. That's a big oil field. There's farming here. And then we want to bring the transportation and the freeway through here because that's going to be a big tourism district out there. Silver Shores, you know? So I think we're going to just do that now. And, you know, I still wouldn't prefer not to get that one. But we are going to open up this one. We've got 2 available. Try to keep these in reserve if you can. But we needed to open this one up. We're going to be moving some industries. We're going to move the fishing down here to kind of the opening of the bay. And then we're going to lay in some tourism down here. Maybe a couple leisure areas. Before we get to that, though, we need to drop in another Cloverleaf freeway exit here. And we got to be careful how we do it, or else it'll just dead end. And yet we can't go too far with it. Alright, I think we found the spot, but I'm going to stop the game for a moment. The weird part about this is getting it connected up to where the freeway is right now. So let's try that. It's just not, it's like the standard sort of freeway shape, if there is such a thing. So we're going to sweep way up here. We'll go way out here. be straight out to here, and then actually, I think what we should do, let's pull this back a little bit. Even after you build a freeway, you can take it down a little bit. I think that's probably enough. Let's try that. You see the little guidelines? I like to use those. Let's see if we can go. Get it back about right. I'm gonna go with that. Nope. By the way, that's why you want to stop the games, get the refund. Yeah. Much cleaner. Okay. Let's take a look at that. What do you think? Not bad. That's really the tough connection right there. These other ones would be a lot easier. This will kind of come off into the touristy sort of area. This is basically going to continue right through. We're going to build the bridge across here. Remember, there's going to be another clover leaf right kind of over in here somewhere to get to the farming, the oil, and then hop over the hill there to go into the tourist area. There'll be two. Okay. Alright, well let's finish building this out and move on. This isn't the most important thing we're doing today, that's for sure. And these could be a little tricky. You kind of have to get over here a little bit. And it's important to use the guides if you can. Just makes it a little easier to keep it clean. Alright, not bad. What do you think? I'll take it. Okay. Let's go back and change directions. Yeah, I think we got our freeway extension right there. That looks great. That fit rather nicely, actually. This is a little tricky here just because it's so tight, and I'm not sure I can approach it as I might usually do. Let's see here. Straight on this one. Yeah, it's going to be really big. I think we're going to want to pull this back even here. And okay. Let's see if we can try this again. Sometimes you can just pull the end off there and start back a little bit. Okay, let's try it. Try and use the guides, get it nice and straight. Okay. I still think it's going to be really tight, but let's see if we can. Whoop. Let's try that again. Free form. Let's pull out just a little and really tight, but I think we can get away with it for this. I mean, it's pretty symmetrical. It's tight, but I think it'll do. I think that's gonna work. Yeah, we'll do some landscaping around that. That'll be just fine. And then over here, what we want to do is, before we start dragging things around, we need to move a few things. Now, the way we want to approach this is, going with this road. Let's go freeform on this. The intersection's going to have to kind of go like this. Okay, because we want to preserve the beach there. That's going to be very useful here shortly. Okay. And then on this one, before we just go ahead and do that, one of the things we're going to do is relocate some of our fishing industry. Starting with the main. That one right there. Okay, got that one moved. And then we need to go over here. We need to add another one because we have other. Okay, so we have anchovy fishing, which I'm not sure I care about that, and salmon. But before we do that, let's take another look at the fishing we have available. That's going to be in the views all the way at the bottom. Alright. Salmon and tuna. And then there's a little bit of anchovy, but it's a lot of salmon and tuna. Now, I can't get the tuna yet, right? But we can do the salmon. Okay, so here's the salmon fishing harbor. And the reason we wanted to put this in now is because it's got a road, so you need to make sure you get it with plenty of room here. And let's see here. I mean, I kind of like it. Like, that's okay if we move it down there. And then we'll be moving the fish market so we can open up that space more. And the fish factory. It's going to be kind of our little fishing village area. Now that we have more space here. And this is all just prime real estate, just waiting for us. Okay. Alright, so how are we going to connect this up? Are we going to move it all and redo the road the whole way, maybe? Or should we just continue the road and then just do a little sort of service road over here? What part of the beach? Well, let's try a few things, see what we come up with. Let's go freeform, yeah. Yeah, we should probably leave that road there. So let's draw the connector. Sort of like that. Okay. And let's move the fish factory down here. Basically still across the street. And let's hook this up. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of, just being symmetrical and all. Huh. That's terrible. It's probably got to be a little up like that, but only slightly. There's another alternative to all this. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. It's not terrible once we start developing this in. We can make a little commercial spot here. This is frankly something you see in cities all the time. So this guy here is a little tricky. I don't know how we want to do that. Throwing a little side road. I don't even know that we want to do anything more with this. Although that might be a spot to put a restaurant or two. Alright. Alright, let's get the fish market moved. Take that down here. I think we want it right across the street, this little intersection, so people can use the crosswalk to go back and forth. Now, let's go back over to the fishing. We gotta fix this. I'm gonna fix this one. And you just go through and kind of erase. You don't have to erase the whole thing, but just parts of it. And the reason we have to do that is we have to get it out of the way because the salmon fishing boats, they can cross paths, but they really can't get too close when they're trying to go back and forth between their little harbors. So what we're going to do is take this back here, and then let's redo it. Now, what I'm going to do is just take it way out here a little bit, and then down. Here. And we can actually let him go out this way. Kind of make a bigger circle. There. Alright, did that make all the corrections? Okay, perfect. Now, let's get these salmon boats out there. And we'll just kind of make it a short run for these guys for now. There. Alright. That's actually more than enough. Alright, let's see where our water is. How hard that would be to draw down a little bit. Oh, we'll just keep going. It's right. Right here on the road. That won't be too much of a problem. Go over here. Well, I think we should create another small little zone here. And there may even be room for an extra road in here, huh? What do you think? This is interesting, isn't it? Let's just drop that in there just for now, just in case. I'm not sure we're going to do anything with it. We definitely don't want to have these stoplights on, so let's make sure those are all off. Okay, perfect. We'll think about that. There might be an opportunity for something back here. Okay, let's let the game go again. And make sure our fishing, so we got 2 now. And hopefully we can clear up these supply problems with our factory and our fish market. It's actually supposed to be a tourist thing. In fact, we should go for there. Okay, here comes these guys. What about the salmon? The salmon boat harbor here. Oh, power. Right. let's get that fixed. And we'll probably just pull a line for now. Let's go right. Okay. See if that clears up our power problem. We got water out here. We're gonna need some services for sure. Just try and get this stable with a little more room. And looks like the salmon boats are going out too now. They're a little bit different. Each specialized fishing industry has its own boats. Yep, there they go. That's the salmon fishermen. Okay, well hopefully it's going to help fix the supply problem here with our fish factory and our fish market. We need to get the tourist bus or the bus line back down here. Let's see if we can fix that. Okay, so here's how we do this. We take this, and you just get your mouse or cursor over it, hold it down, or hold your key down, and then just bring it down to the new location, which is just going to be right here. Let's get it out of the way of the intersection. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay. Not sure why you went down here. That's not on your route. Alright, let's see if he... Usually the transportation corrects itself pretty quickly. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if he makes a bus stop. Let's start getting some people here in our fish market. Okay, good, good. See if he makes a stop. Got one robot down here. Okay, great. Okay. Everybody else is just walking. Alright, perfect. So we got our fishing industry moved. And we actually have room once we add the tuna dock, we can probably just run it right down here a little bit. So we'll keep it off the main street. We have some commercial opportunity here. In fact, we could do that right now. Let's see. Oh yeah, do we want to make a... I think we kind of want to make a zone here. Not sure what we'll call it. We'll just use this whole area. Alright. Yeah, we're not going to call it Underhill Square, sorry. Let's see, let's do... Charlie's. Let's see. Fishing. And let's go with village. Charlie's Fit. How about, you know what? Let's do this. Let's change this up here. Okay. Smokin' Charlie's. Yeah. Fishing. All right, now village. Let's hope it has enough space. space here. Perfect. Okay, and let's see here. I think we want to do... Should we try European suburbia down here? I don't know, fishing village. Let's try it. Okay. There are no residents in this district. Okay, Smokin' Charlie's Fishing Village. And as far as specializations go, I think what we're going to definitely have is the organic and local produce. Okay, as far as industries go, I mean, we could probably get away with a little bit of forestry back there. Yeah, I think we could. Let's try it. Probably won't be the most productive, but we'll see what we get out of it. All right, let's pull this back a little bit more. Sorry. Let's, whoops. Let's give it straight. Let's get out to the highway here. Okay. And let's see. I think down here. For a little bit of commercial. Got a few little spaces here that are open. Sometimes these little one squares will actually produce something interesting. Let's see. Okay, well, we got a lot of fishing boats out there, that's for sure. And yet we're still a little bit short when it comes to... Let's see what's going on with the... It's producing, but boy, they just definitely need a lot more fish. Not enough fish. Okay, well. Could always add one more, but I think we're gonna hold on. Oh wait, here comes a truck. Let's see where it goes. Okay. It's coming right over here to the fish factory, hopefully. Okay, pulling in. Let's see if this solves our supply problem. This is basically how it's supposed to work. Okay, yeah. Let's see what we got. 73 tons. We could probably do a little better than that, but, you know, that'll get us started. Okay. Smokin' Charlie's Fishing Village. And we should see some more commercial building up here. And if we go down here a little ways, we could probably squeeze in a house or two. And we may want to do... Don't forget, we got high density now, so let's see what pops in here. It's not going to be the most beautiful condos, but it should still... And I'm going to come back here and take one of those sides out. Let's give a little bit of space. There we go. Okay. Alright, well, let's see how this develops here. Smokin' Charlie's Fishing Village. We'll come back and do some landscaping and add in some of that industry. And a little more housing. We'll make it a little village, a little smoking village. Alright, we got a few issues popping up here. Still not enough fish for the fish market. That'll work itself out. A couple of brand new apartment buildings over here. Low land values. there could be a lot of reasons why low land values. This is most likely the result of moving the fishing industry away. I'm not too worried about this. They may abandon. Those are actually some really nice houses for this neighborhood. They may end up getting abandoned, and then they'll start over as level 1 buildings. Let's take out a little bit more of the forestry industry here. We're going to need this space for other things. In fact, I think we should just take the whole thing out. And that's going to cause the jump. And what we'll do is we'll just come over here and add a little bit. Start over on this end. Not exactly doing a 1-to-1 ratio here, but close. And let's take another one of these out of service. Just so we go all the way back to here. There we go. And we're gonna have to think about relocating this sewage treatment facility here and the recycling. I think one of the decisions we have to make is the freeway just going to continue straight out here, or are we going to let this curve kind of stand where it is? Do we need another clover leaf over here? I don't know that we necessarily need that. We can dump out into an intersection, but this whole area is probably going to get redesigned just a little bit. We'll see. Okay. Alright, should we add another apartment building down here by our fishing village? This high density stuff. So you can probably get away with one this close. And the other thing we just unlocked was office space. Now, these little office zones, these create jobs too as much as industries do. And so let's put like sort of a small fishing administration office right there. And maybe do one here as well. And then we'll just put a little dab of commercial right here. And right here. Okay. We'll see what pops there. I think we should take care of these intersections. I know there's some lights here. Let's take that one out. And I think we should take that one out too. It's just not that busy yet. Okay. I don't know if you noticed the water level. We can always dredge this out a little bit to let the water in. The boats still make it out there. We'll see. So one thing we want to drop in right away, and I know you're probably wondering why we're doing it way over here. Let's pull a water line up this way. That's probably enough for right now. But way out here by the freeway, we want to drop in the fire department's helicopter, the fire helicopter depot. And it's a little big, and it makes a ton of noise, which is why we want to get it out here, sort of. Let's see. Then we can put it all the way to the end of this road here. There, that's good. And the reason you want to put it out here is because anytime there's a forest fire or building fire, but especially a fire that's near your buildings in a wooded or forest area, you need the fire helicopter depot to dispatch helicopters to go put out that fire. But don't make the mistake of putting that near the forested areas away from water. It has to have a water source. And another way to do that, besides just putting it near a water source, is you can build a lake right next to it so that it can get water and then go fight the fires. But don't put it next to where you think the fire is unless that's close to water, because what it has to do is make the trip way out to the water source and then back out to the fire. So make that journey as short as possible. We'll keep an eye open here, see if any fires start up. Come right back over here and see if we can catch the helicopters fighting a fire. They go out very often. So, alright, we got that taken care of. Here comes our offices in the fishing district. Smoking Charlie's Fishing Village. Get some more people to work here. Okay, perfect. This looks great. Nice style. Now, what did this farm agricultural tractor end up over here from? Okay. Well, that's looking pretty good for Smoking Charlie's Fishing Village. We can put an industry or two back here. Utilize that. In fact, we should probably zone out most of this area. We can do a couple different ways. I know that this needs to be right next to the freeway. Go up just a little bit. This way. Take it down here. And then, as always, connect it back up. There we go. And it doesn't all have to be industry. We can kind of mix it up a little bit. We'll do industry close by here. Kind of near where the factories are. In fact, we'll do offices here on this side. Mitigate some of the noise. Do another office here. And then on this inside part, we'll do some high-density housing. I'm sure we need to get the water over here. Yeah. And we can just do a quick sort of loop. Let's go all the way covered right there. Okay. Yeah, a little high-density housing. That's not going to hurt. Can't go too close to the helicopter depot with it, however, because it's too much. Okay. Probably get away with industry up here. There's plenty of forest up here we can use. And could probably get away with more office space here. I'm going to try a little more high density. Oh wait, no. Let's take that back. Go with a little bit of commercial here. Just see what pops up. Alright, Smoking Charlie's Fishing Village. I think that's good for that right now. Okay, like I said, these buildings are going to abandon. And it was just because they were at their highest level. There was plenty of jobs, there were schools, there was parks. But once we moved the fishing village down a little bit, they lost some land value, and so those are going to reset. You can either just let them stay abandoned, or you can always come through and take them down. And usually within minutes, so we can take these down too, and usually within minutes they'll pop up again at a stage 1 house. So this is moving nicely. Smoking Charlie's Fishing Village. So next on our list is the Government City Center Town Hall Tax Collection District, and I'm going to approach that a number of different ways. Let's just stop the game for a minute here. So once again, take a look at the resource tab here down the way. There you go. And this area down here, tourism and leisure, with a lot of beach park assets that we'll be dropping in. Charlie's Fishing Village, pretty much the same. We may move things around just a little bit. And then this is all going to end up high density. Okay, we've got some areas down here we can drop in some new assets. And then this here, this big area here is where I'm thinking we'll put the city hall. This area here will, and maybe a little financial, we'll see. But as you come into the city, I kind of want you to see that before you drop in here. And then we can deal with some of the industrial, but we also have a couple of sewage treatment plants over here. And we also have the recycling and the cemetery. We can't do anything about the cemetery for, I think it's I can't remember if it's the next level or the level after that. We could always check. Let's go over and see here. What is your population? So this is a crematorium, 14,000. So a long way to go before we get that unlocked. And so this cemetery is here to stay. We could always build another cemetery and ship everybody over there. That's always an option. But I think for now, we'll just keep the bus depot and the recycling and the sewage and the cemetery over here in this part of town just for now. However, we are going to pull the freeway back. And so let's just do that right now. And I mean way back. Let's get it back to like, I don't know. We could go this far, but I hate being right there. So let's take it over here. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to do the same thing as before. And as you can see, we've got a lot of lost vehicles here. Don't worry, they will immediately find their way back on the road. That's how robots do it. Okay, 6-lane road. And yep, we're going straight. Okay. And I try to go just a little bit past those first two markers. Give myself a little room. There we go. And just try and line it up as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but close. Wherever you feel comfortable. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. And then pop over here to the one-way. Switch to freeform. Slightly diagonal, not too much. Now this part here, this will be somewhat permanent. This is how, this is how we're doing it. Change directions. And so we'll come back and do some landscaping here. We won't leave it like this permanently. Maybe one of those landmarks, who knows? Gate to the city, Brandenburg. There's a lot of choices out there. And then let's just do a quick reconnect here. It doesn't have to be perfect. However, let's pull it down as far as we can. Before we have to make the turn. That's probably not quite right, but I want to pull that down for a reason. I'll show you. Yeah, that's a little rough, so let's do that again. There we go. This should be it. Okay, for now. Probably change this a little bit later, but for now, I think that's pretty good. And then I think we want to do it pretty early on. You know, now that I'm looking at this a little again, this is the beauty of the game. I mean, that's really symmetrical from the air, and I'm thinking traffic-wise. But where are we going to pull them off to get over there? Let's try. I don't know, this probably works. Let's make sure we're going completely straight. And most importantly off that street, so because later we'll pull it this way. So, okay. I'm gonna go out here a ways. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that looks. And I'm not too concerned about going over this part of the forest. We've got plenty of industry area over there. We could always add in just a little bit here and there once we're done with the city center, but no, not yet. Okay. Alright, well that takes care of reconnecting, so I think we can let the game roll again. We still need to pile up some money. And let's take a look here. What city assets are we planning on dropping in here? So, City Hall is this one. That's 20. And then this is the government offices. That's 85. So that's 105. And the city arches 20. We won't use any of those. Sometimes I'll drop in the meteorite. It just depends. Even the Burden Be Haven, sorry. Here's the tax office at 18, courthouse 55. Sometimes I put the old Market Street in there with a little commercial district. Kind of depends on the room. What's this one over here? The Oppression Office. This won't be needed till a little bit later. And let's see, what else do we have up here? Okay, so I counted about 4 or 5 buildings there, about 300 to 400,000 in total. So let's just start putting in some streets and some services. And we're not going to get quite as close on this one, but pretty close. And we'll go right there. And I'd like to leave enough room to put something up that way if I want. Let's stop the game real quick. And kind of have 2 choices. We can drop another road in here and just kind of crisscross our way, or leave this road open. I'm not sure. At some point, we don't really want to mix the. See, at some point, this over here is going to be some oil refinery work. Not the refinery, but there will be some oil drilling. So there still will be a little industry over in this section here, but not necessarily here. We may end up doing something about the water tower. So let's just leave our options open. So we go this way. Let's try this. Okay. Alright. So let's drop in. I usually start with City Hall. Because that's one you want everyone to see, right? Nice and big. Okay. Now, I don't know if you're noticing, there is a noise component to this, but there is also a benefit, and let's see what that is. Just Entertainment 50, okay? Nothing particularly special about this one. So, yeah, we're just going to drop this in. And I'm thinking right here. And then I will pair that up usually. It can be the Brandenburg Gate. This is expensive. However, look at this. It's 100, but it goes so far. It literally covers all kinds of space. So there's a real advantage to the Brandon Brigade. Looks great too. You can always put it over here where everybody's coming in and out and expand that coverage. I don't know how important that is. But I always put it, you know, kind of close. So let's just drop it in here. Let everybody see it. Okay, that takes us down to 185. And what's this one again? Grants? Nope, I don't usually use that one. And let's see here. I don't have enough for the cathedral, but someday. Here's the government offices. Let's see how big this is. Also pretty big. We'll see about that one. Let's hold off. That. And I usually drop these all in first before, you know, you would think the city gate, this is where you'd want it, where everyone can see it, but it ends up not covering enough people, so it's almost better to go over here, right, like that, something along those lines. Let's move it up one more. Okay, there's that one. And let's see what else. Where's the tax office, right? 18. We can do that. Now, it's a public relations thing here. You want everyone to see the tax office, okay, but not right next to City Hall. This eventually will scare and cause concern among the robots. Better to give it a little space here. I think we can get away with that. So it'll kind of be hidden back here a little bit. Notice the asset comes with trees to look nice. And here's the courthouse. What do we got? Yeah, we can do this one too. And this one we're going to plow more down this direction. Okay. Okay. And which other one did we want up here? Was there another one? That may have been it. Oh, this one. Oppression office. We'll hold off on that. Got some other ideas for that one. Okay. And I don't know, a couple of park assets maybe. We're gonna need a school. Let's see. We'll save the asteroid. Statue of Wealth. Yeah, we'll hold off on that one. I got another idea for that. Okay, that may be it. I think that probably works. There's the government offices building. Let's see what that does. Okay. How about, let's see. So you want to get this one in a little bit because it really does have good coverage for all the things. Let's see here. Not enough space there. Kind of don't like that. Alright, so what are we down to? This? Alright, I'm good. Okay. So what we have here is the government district is laid out. Got about $7,000 left. Just chewed through all of the cash here. Don't even have enough for a school. Alright, we're going to let the game roll again. However, before we do that, let's just check on our water. Yeah, we got to bring the water down. And, you know, for that, let's do another line. Let's go this way. Just completely new line all the way to the top. Okay. Come down to the road. Go down here. We don't need to go all the way, just as long as the blue area covers it. There. And we can even bring this down here. There. And then we'll have to run a separate little connector here, so that they're covered, and we'll get this too. There. Okay. Really tricky with the water at this point. You know, you don't want to be flowing upstream from your treatment facilities. We're going to have a problem down here with that as well. So we're going to have to add some more, you know, sewage treatment and probably water towers. But this should handle what we got going right now. The next is going to be power and how we want to handle that. So let's take a look. Okay. So what I'm going to suggest is we drop a little commercial here and maybe here, and that can take care of our power problem. And I think we can do density. Let's get back to select here. And just try something like that. I forgot one important thing before we go any further. Alright, let's see. Right. I told you over here, we use European. Particular look and feel of the City Hall area. So we're going to make another district. And we'll deal with naming a little bit later. Right now, let's just get it in place. Set the permissions for what we want. No industry at the moment. Maybe should we just pick one right now? It's probably going to be forestry, if anything. Okay. Got that in place. And then we have a choice here. We can do leisure. We can do tourism. That's a little tricky. Or just throw in some more organic. Let's try tourism and see what happens. I'm not confident that's a good idea, but we'll try it. Okay, and then go over to the inspector. Pleasant Heights. Yeah, we'll be changing that name. But we want European for our building style. That's the only rule we'll put into place here at the moment. Let's do a little zoning. Let's see what we get. Okay. And let's try, we got that one. Let's try one that's this sort of not so density. There. And just for kicks, let's see what one of the residential buildings would look like. Supposed to be kind of the European wall-to-wall version, so we should probably take this over one more and see what we got. See if that's what I'm trying to do is avoid stringing a power line. All right, you ready? Let's go. See what we got. Not bad, you know. Once it fills in with all the other buildings, and we change the name. Looks like the traffic's fine. However, quickly, let's change the intersection. We got a stoplight here. We got to kill that. And what about that one? We'll leave that one in place. And yep, we already got power problems. But let's see if we can solve that with the zoning we just put in. Okay, there's that. First thing they put in is the house, of course. We need commercial, so it should go in. Now, once we make a push here for residential in this Pleasant Heights government district, that could push us over the 8,500 mark. It's only 2,000, and this could fill up quickly once we get it going. Oh, negative cash. That's harsh. And we're at risk here because all of this requires maintenance. So you really want it to build out quickly. Don't mess around. Okay, I think we're going to just go temporary. I mean, I know we don't really... Oh, I don't know if I can. No cash. Ooh. Really tricky. Okay, so there's that commercial property. And we just need the one on this side, I believe. And then we won't need to do this. Yeah, so we got a connection here. We just need this little... Come on, it's already zoned. Oh... Here, we'll drop some melts in there just in case that's what's holding it back here. Alright. Hopefully that fixes that problem. The minute that pops up, this goes away. We are getting the European-style buildings, though. It just looks really nice with all the other government buildings once it fills in. We still may drop a park in here. There's plenty of room over here to do things. Yeah, so there's what happens when you do tourism. You get these really big buildings, really big hotels. It just doesn't quite work. So let's pull that off before we even get too far down the road here. And to do that, all you do is take it to generic industry. There you go. Except that's not what we wanted. There we go. It's this that we want generic. You know, we can always do tourism just to see what comes, but I don't think it's going to be exactly what you're thinking. That's more for our beach area down there coming up. Oh, we got little warnings going off everywhere. What's going on over here? Got two factories who think they need more services. Now, the problem with the game here, they don't specify which services. It's kind of all of them. We do have plenty of all the things over here, so I tend to let the game figure this out a little bit. The robots will fix it. Not worried about it. Well, we might have to do the emergency power. Oh, wait, there. Oh, see, that's all it took. A little bit of commercial, and that solved our power problem. Perfect. Okay, great. Let's scale back the industrial just a bit over here. Not too much. We're just doing this kind of one little factory at a time. We don't want the imbalance to go too crazy. And then at some point we'll move this sewage plant either right here or right here maybe, and start to let the land heal. Because once you move into industry and sewage or whatever out of the way, it will heal. Okay, so we are going to need another power plant. Let's see what we got going here. Electricity shortage. And we have our geothermal plant on this side. Got this here. So what are we missing? Might have to run another line just to get it. Yeah. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is just run one right across here. And we'll take these all out later. But it's a growing city. These are the challenges you have. And right now we need all hands on deck. There we go. Okay. Sorry, Smoking Charlie. Now what we're going to do is just start zoning in some more residential, maybe a little more commercial. When you do the European, if you want this look and feel, you want to do European and high density. And it fills in rather nicely. Now, whenever I have a government building like this, and this is all coming in, that's fine. But when I get to the corners, I try to leave a little space. And let's just drop in a light commercial, nothing too fancy. Like that. And you can even come right against the building. It's that European style where it kind of all grows together. Like this, see? Okay. And what do we have here? Donut shop. Okay. Yeah, so we changed this to leisure for the commercial districts, which is kind of interesting. You know, I don't know if that fits for what we're doing over here. This is really, that's more for like some of the more leisurely assets. Let's just turn that off now before we get too far down the road here. And we'll just go to generic. There we go. All right. Let's add in some more residential. I want this to pop up as quickly as it can. And let's just leave one space there. We'll go all the way over. We'll do small commercial here. I'm going to leave that open. And this, just for now, let's see how it fills out first. You know, those are beautification assets. You want to let them in. And then over here, we're going to try and add in another road. I think we have enough. It depends how far we want to go up. So let's pull it from, what, right here? Yep, right there. Let's go all the way up, knowing I'm gonna probably go like that. And that's about it. That's about as far as we can go. We can still pull it over more this way, but for now we'll leave it right there. And let's get a small refund there. Okay. And at some point this is probably where we'll drop the school in, or maybe over in this area, across from the courthouse. And let's check the water. Not quite. Let's, just a little. Otherwise we'll be in trouble later. There we go. And I'm thinking we'll just pull that one down later and include all that. Okay, let's get to zoning. We so need the cash. So badly. Okay. And what we're going to do here is just literally go here. We're just going to do some mass zoning here. Pull it all the way down. We'll go right there, leave the corner. And we just want to hold back and see the impact on just services, power, all of the above. We're going to need another power plant, geothermal power plant here soon enough. We're piling up cash again, and we're going to need a lot more. This whole section is expensive, so once you get this off the ground, your bank account is going to be pretty drained. It's developing nicely, though. This is a little awkward here. Eventually, the robots will build something here. It'll be this really, really narrow apartment building. So we'll see how that looks. Same thing here. It's just the way it got laid out. And let's see what comes in here. One thing when you do this style of European, it's got to be the high density. If you do the low density, you're going to get all kinds of other builds than what you're looking for. So just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and get this in. And again, we're going to pull all the way down to 1 square away. That one's even a little close. Try and get in there and erase it now and see what happens. Oh. Okay. And we're just going to stub out this road just a little bit, not too far. There we go. So we can go ahead and build. And this time, cross from the courthouse, because this all does have a bit of a noise issue, and you will see that after a while. But let's go ahead and put in offices here. Down to about here. And then commercial. I'm just doing low density commercial, because remember there are people living here. Okay. And we can just do one little apartment on this stub. Okay. And then we'll figure this out later. This obviously can be residential. This is probably going to be offices, and only till about right here. And we should probably upgrade this part of the freeway while we're at it. Let's see how much it is. 2 walls. Southbound barriers. Okay. Highway cell. Highway with sound barrier. Right. Okay. So I think this is the one we want. Let's do upgrade. Okay. And let's just start right here. At least I got the right one, right? Okay, 200 each. That's not too bad. Let's just go all the way down here. I don't know that we need to do both sides. I suppose it looks nice. How about this? Let's go ahead and upgrade this as well. It won't let you because it's in the wrong part there. Okay, that's cool. We can just leave it right there. I'm not worried about it. Alright, much better. So, that'll help with the sound and give us a little definition as far as how far we want to go with any development. Offices, or you can just drop 1 or 2 in right now just as a little boundary. I think that's probably a little too close. Let's start right here. Okay. And then this is interesting. This is just because of the way the land is. But, yeah, well. Well, I'm just going to drop 1 in right here. And up here. Alright. Okay. Well, this is our new sort of City Hall Government Center. We'll come back and do some renaming and beautification. Just going to let all the zoning settle in for a while. There's other little landmarks we can drop in here. We got to do a park. We need to drop in a school. So there's more to do. But we have a nice outline here. Alright, let's get the game on high speed here. What we really need is more cash. 23,000. We're kind of stuck at the moment. Nice positive cash flow. Everything's running the way it should be. And at least we're covering our costs over here just with this build out here. This is nice to have. It's in the right place. It's got all the neat things. One thing we might drop in here. I always like having this one. So check this out. You know, we don't have the cash for this yet, but the Statue of Liberty is 210. Ah, a little big for right there. I don't know, we could probably do right there. But yeah, that's a little too big. And that's okay. You can see how big it is. We could even move it like that. Kind of across the street maybe. Yeah, like that. That really hits a lot of space for 210, right? Like just all kinds of areas of town get hit right there if you put that in. So it's a really solid asset to have, the Statue of Liberty. And it looks great. Like every city in City Skylines can have the Statue of Liberty. That's pretty cool. So we went a little long this time, so we're going to wrap this one up. Next time we'll get into this sort of tourism district we're going to develop down in this area. And we still need to take the freeway across here. And I still haven't exactly figured out, you know, got a couple new bridges here in the expansion pack. But this is a 2-lane truss bridge. That might be down the way. 4-lane. We got a bigger freeway than that. Alright, here's a 6-lane stone bridge, and that's what we put over there. 3-lane highway viaduct. Boy, does it go fast, too. Look at that. Okay, so let's just take a look for kicks. What that looks like. I mean, you know, just for fun. So let's say, let's stop the game real quick. So just like a normal freeway. But then, well, let's just say right here, because when you do this, you want to make sure you go up a little bit. There we go. Let's say right there. And then we want to go up one more time. See, we're pulling it out a little bit, just so the slope isn't too bad. Yeah, let's see, I might be doing this a little bit wrong. Let's set it up like that. There, okay. My mistake. So you want to set it up to the level where you want to end up. Then stretch it out, and yeah, the robots will take care of the rest. So, something like that, and then... Yeah, see, I shouldn't have... Let's try it again. Remember, this is just for kicks. We'll do something else later. But just to give you an idea for next time. Okay, let's pull that away. Now, see the other side? I want it to kind of follow the land up to that point. I actually want it a little bit higher before it gets here. And I'll tell you why. There, let's go with that. And then, straight across. Try to keep it so you're doing 180. Straight across there. There, like that. And then we'll come out, say, to here. And we're probably going to have to freeform it a little bit from here. But anyway, the reason we want to get up high like this, for both sides, is to let shipping go through here. Ferry boats, fishing vessels. So anyway, we'll play with that next time as well. Just wanted to see what that looked like. But yeah, we'll probably use that new bridge for that part of the freeway. Actually, looks pretty good. Okay. Hey, thanks a lot for hanging out. We'll be back with more of the all DLC no mod build of Silver Shores. I'm 421 at 4 City.